The body has the innate ability to heal itself. The herbs or the protocols or the treatments or the therapies or the things we do are only to help support the body in its already innate ability to do this. So it's not very different, whether it's a virus of corona or whether it's a regular rhinovirus of a flu or whether it's just a cold bacteria or it's a digestive microbiome imbalance. The therapies become very similar to restore balance, see where the tissues are out of balance, and bring harmony and system flow back together. It's about that holistic integrated lens. And this is what all of our different holistic practitioners and paths and traditional medicine systems have been saying for a long time. It's just really relevant when things are a little more out of balance. I really invite people to think of their lungs as a first level of defense. And they're constantly going, no matter what, we're breathing in these pathogens. And yes, our nose is going to catch some of it, but if we've got the strength of chi there, that's a huge piece for any of this type of stuff.
You've probably got a handful of herbs you could suggest as well, like Cordyceps being one that comes immediate top of mind as well,
right,
for helping support, along with those types of practices.
So opening up the lungs, Cordyceps is really good about deep oxygenation and strengthening the bronchial, right? So yeah, that's a good one. But that would be one we want to do when we're not faced by a plague, right? We want to do Cordyceps to really open up the lungs. And yeah, we can, when we're somewhat healthy, we want to just really strengthen and fortify that. But if we get sick and we get congested, then we want to use what are called expectorant herbs. And it's a group of herbs that are specific for the lungs for just toning the musculature to expectorate out mucus and phlegm and stuff that's coming out. Is this a damp congestion or is it a dry congestion? And we use different types of herbs based on that. Let's give it a couple herbs. Let's say, for example, coltsfoot and mullein are both kind of cool in energetics. And so they would be better for hot, inflamed conditions. Right? Whereas elecampane is another expectorant herb, and osha root is another expectorant herb, which would be good for dry and cool conditions because they're very warming and spicy. So when you taste something and it tastes warming and spicy, okay, it's going to be warming and spicy in the body. If it tastes cool and bland and bitter, it's going to be contracting and astringent. So the levels we'd want to look at is the deep immune, and then the surface immune, and then the tissue states. So if it's deep immune, we're going to go to those adaptogens and restoratives and those medicinal mushrooms and astragalus and goji and reishi and cordyceps and those kind of herbs. When it's deeper, we don't have any goblins at the gate, we can do that fortification. But when we got goblins at the gate, that acute surface level immunity, we need archers. We need straight up warriors who are going to come in and help support that. So that's when we get into the osha roots and even the echinacea. That numb taste, if you've ever had an echinacea tincture, it's like zing. Numb is it's like a phenol group that's just going protective barrier, do not come here. But it also works as signaling the brain or signaling the white blood cells, saying, okay, immune system, let's kick into gear, let's get this stuff protected. So it's a great warrior at that surface level. Golden seal, right? Another antibacterial, good for the mucous membranes, specifically helping push out mucus.